Hello, I'm Jerrard Nares. I'm from Mytton Antiques in Shropshire. I'm just about to give you the first of what I hope is going to be many tutorials on antiques, on a variety of things. Today, as a starter, I'm going to talk to you about what is one of my favourite things, Georgian furniture. This is a chest on chest. I'm using this as an example. Pieces of furniture were made in the mid-18th century, and this is absolutely typical of its form. It has a nice cornice at the top. It's shaped and formed with a dental cornice, which is this sort of serration, and it's called dentling, and it's typical of what you see on pieces of furniture of the period, and also in architecture. You see it underneath pediments on decent buildings. There's some nice little features which are typical of the period, not exceptional. The drawers are cop beaded. Cop beading is this minor little piece of wood going around the outside of the drawer. Breaks up the line and form, and so that you have a better definition on the drawers. The handles are very nice. They're the original handles, and they are virtually black now because they're fire gilded. They're made of brass, which is then dipped in gilt and heated, and the heating of the process fused the gilt to the brass. What happens subsequently is that the gilding, the gold on it, discolours quite quickly if it's not polished up, and so they end up getting rather black like this. It's a moot point as to whether you should clean it. The Sistine Chapel looks wonderful now because we can see it in all its glory, and likewise there's a very good argument for cleaning these handles. I personally wouldn't. I'm a scruffy old chap and I prefer to see the life of the thing, but a lot of people would clean them, and I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. It has lovely Rococo, wonderful little Rococo escutcheons, which are an absolutely wonderful example of 18th century metalwork. Sadly, there are 3 missing, and there's no solution save to having 3 cast, and that is expensive. To cast 3 of those probably cost about £40 for the original mould, and then probably about £20 for each one subsequently, but it is definitely worth doing because they're just such super examples of 18th century Rococo escutcheons. The body of the piece of furniture is lightened and made to look a much more manageable, less ponderous thing by a couple of clever little pieces of artifice. The sides are what's called cut. They're chamfered away from you. And it's rather like a lady wearing a swimsuit with the sides cut out to make her look slimmer. Doing this makes the piece of furniture look slightly thinner. And instead of just leaving these flat, they've taken the trouble to put fluting into here just as an added decoration and form, and put a lovely little stop cant, this little shaping here. So when you look at the thing all over, the cabinet makers made little efforts to improve the general look of the piece of furniture and the effect on your eye. The base is just 3 graduated drawers. Graduations mean that the top drawer is relatively small and they get bigger, and again that is for practical reasons but also to improve the look of the thing. If each drawer was the same size, it would look about as lumpy as me, so it's much better to have that graduation of drawers. And then the thing that I really like about this piece of furniture, and it's just not what you see often, but goodness knows why it wasn't done more often by cabinet makers, because it just changes the look of the thing totally, is that the chap that made this has bothered to field what's called, which is to shape out and cut out shaping on the bracket feet, and it just makes a rather flat